Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, anybody in between on the spectrum. We see you. I appreciate y'all for being here. Welcome to my Artist on Artist live interview. I am joined by the phenomenal and amazing Layth Haddad. He is my best friend, and I'm grateful to see him on the holidays. We are live. We are here. Introduce yourself, bro. Let them know what's up.
What's up? I'm Layth Habib.
Yes.
Haddad.
Yes, the one.
Yes. Yeah. I'm originally from San Diego, California. Going to grad school at the University of Houston.
Correct.
Right now, getting my MFA in acting.
Correct.
And that, right. But yeah, kind of grew up. Me and this guy grew up actors.
We have a pretty interesting story. Yeah. I met him officially during Putnam County Spelling Bee. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yes, I was a light operator, and I had to. His song was actually my favorite song in that whole musical, and I was like spotting it the whole time, just locked in. Yeah, that's how we met.
Funny, it was my second show at the school, and they cast me to do Olive's Dad and Olive's Dad only.
Yep.
Which that was cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Because I love that musical, but I love to watch it. I think it's great. I'd rather watch it than be in it.
For real.
I like it a lot, but
I liked watching it. Yeah.
But yeah, that song's it's a good song.
Yeah,
I love the song.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. I will preface this that I am currently at a party.
Yes.
We got people in the house messing with us right now.
A couple beers.
We had a couple of drinks, so we're vibing. Bob's in the house. For those of you who follow my Twitch channel, everybody knows who Bob is. He's a vibe.
He's got the
Colton's in the back. Yeah, we're vibing.
Bob's got the Christmas.
He's got the Christmas on deck. Just vibing. Thank you. Angelica, the host, is here. Colton is here. I am live right now interviewing Layth. Yeah. Come say hi.
I'm very tired. I think both of you, thank you for
the
coming.
gracious.
Of course. Thank you for hosting us.
Such words.
What? I'm live. I'm streaming. I'm doing an interview. Yeah. This is called Artist on Artist. I'm your host, Ivan Quesada.
And I'm Layth,
AKA Mr. Flames 96.
AKA
that was Colton.
Habib's only Habibis.
Okay, I like to start these interviews by asking you why you do what you do.
Oh yeah,
because I've said this a lot, that I think the why is one of the most important things to understand as artists. It's like why we do, why we jump in, why we create, why we express.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to why you do this. Why do you create this craft?
Yeah. I think it's changed as I've become an adult and made this like my profession.
Mm-hmm.
But I think early on, it was about community.
Yes.
And a lot of family. I just remember I used to spend a lot of summers with my cousins and used to go on a lot of trips up to the mountains in cabins with my family and things like that. And we would always, entertain each other, put on shows and little skits. And
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And my dad is an actor.
Right.
So
shout out.
My dad is Lebanese. He was born in Lebanon, and he came to America during the Lebanese Civil War. Right when he finished high school. So he came over here, and he's a great mathematician.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good at math. So he went to Georgia Tech because his uncle was an engineer that graduated from Georgia Tech and donated to the school. So they let him come, even though a lot of documents and things were like destroyed
at the time and everything. Yeah.
So he didn't have much to show them other than test scores and things like that. So they let him in on probation, and he pursued a career in math, and now he's in college administration and things like that. But he always acted on the side, and it always felt like, like that's a bit of our American dream.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what he would be doing if that's
really funny that you say that for a couple of reasons, because the second person I interviewed, his name's Ege. He's one of my cohort members.
Yeah.
He was originally a mathematician.
Oh,
and then dropped that and started pursuing acting.
Yeah.
And then got accepted to CalArts and pulled up. But he was a mathematician like before that in Chicago.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny that you say that. It's really interesting.
maybe the only other mathematician that acts.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't met two men.
Right.
So that's
literally. Yeah. I'm gonna have to tell him.
But yeah, early on, I saw my dad in shows.
Yeah.
And then he started putting me in summer camps. like little musical theater workshops and summer camps and things. And the one thing that I should have, like that he told me that I should have listened to, probably the number one thing as a father to me, is he tried to put me in tap classes when I was 6 years old. And I wouldn't do it. I wanted to do hip hop instead.
Right.
And that's cool. And that's great.
Totally.
That eventually faded. Like if I was a tap dancer, come on, bro.
That's so
I'd
bad.
be in some musical, some
Facts. My dad wanted me to learn Chinese. So he would put me on Chinese, right?
Yeah.
And then never did it. And now I'm at CalArts and some of my core members are Chinese. And I made the joke where I was like, my dad wanted me to learn Chinese.
be a CEO of this international business.
Yeah, literally. No, literally, my dad was trying to put me on. No, that's cool. Okay, so father, what else? What else adds to the why?
Yeah. So when I decided to do this, to go into college and do this, because sports was also a big part of my family. My sister played a lot of soccer. I played football. Oh yes, cashews.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, my sister
Yeah, I knew that.
played Division I college sports.
Cool.
My dad was an athlete when he was younger, great soccer player, but also like he set records for like youth sprinting in Lebanon. Wow. Like national records. In Lebanon, a small country, right? So imagine like a state record for your age group. So yeah. And then high school, he'd like train with the college, University of Bear.
Sick.
Which is cool. So he was fast boy.
That's
80-meter dash. That was his thing.
80.
So I played a lot of sports. I did track and played football in high school. It was pretty good, and I wanted to do that. And, you know, because there was not a lot of things that could keep my attention as a kid. I'm very ADD. I was always bouncing off the walls. I was always a class clown.
Right. I can imagine it.
So I decided to use some of that power for good.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
Me and my dad talked about it.
Great response.
Thinking about it. Right? The amount of guys trying to go to college for football and the amount of guys trying to go to college for musical theater, it was kind of like, you know, and especially with, you know, like I'm not huge.
Right.
You know?
It's not a big...
He like sat me down one day. He's like, you know, there's a chance, but
Yeah.
I've seen some of these kids. No, I mean, he was right, of course, but
Fire.
but yeah, early on in my collegiate career, it was music and musical theater. I wanted to be a music director.
That's awesome.
I thought, well, I still think like music holds a lot of emotion that we can't describe with,
Of course.
as does dance.
Of course. Yes. Oh, absolutely. And very expressive and emotional.
And I did both as a kid, and I loved them. And there's not much opportunity as a kid growing up just to be an actor. Like if you want to be on the stage, you're either singing or you're dancing. And in musical theater, it's a combination of all those things. So I did a lot of that when I was a kid. You know, and I thought I had more vocal training than I did movement training as far as dance goes. And, you know, a lot of dancers get started young, and I just felt behind in that aspect. So
Yeah.
music was kind of what I started to follow first. And then after one semester at Miracosta, I like dropped in on an acting class and met all these cats.
Yeah, for real.
I need to be doing this. I don't know why, I just need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear that.
And I was literally just going to community college just to stay in it, stay around.
Yeah.
But once I found myself, because we were just making it on our own in San Diego County, you know, just trying to afford rent and put ourselves through school at the same time.
Literally. Talking about recently, like you and I?
Yeah, just through Miracle,
Like UCSD, American
and all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've been on a sick one for real. And all the school stuff. We both went to Miracosta. We both did their summer program. We both graduated from there. He transferred to UCSD a year before I did. And then I was there for his last year, and he was there for my first year.
Yeah. And I don't know, this is kind of the answer I give at this point in my life, is that spending time with you and your brothers, your family, you know, being my best friends, and my second family in Southern California, right? Like as Mexicans and as natives.
Yeah.
It kind of let me, you know, in a way tap into kind of what my dad experienced or his people experienced, right? Is just like
The hardship of it?
the people that know the land and work the land.
Totally.
can't live on it, you know, without trouble. Yeah. And just kind of wherever I go, wherever I live, I kind of just want to connect to the people that do that there, in whatever capacity. I mean, it doesn't need to be in my art. It just needs to be in my person. And just in life. Yeah. And then I think that gives me sensorial experiences that I can carry into my acting work.
Totally. Absolutely.
You know, sight, smells, feelings of different cultures and different,
all the touches of
lands.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
my mom actually recently asked me what my favorite part of moving to the U.S. was, and I said living on the res.
Yeah.
That was my answer to her recently.
Yeah, because it's special. It's like, especially like I know how valuable that is to be an asylum seeker. And especially to be basically like first generation, you know, you basically grew up here, you're very Americanized, like you know the cultures, or you're first in it, and it's like,
I think all of that touches again into the why, at least for me.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like you're not enough of either thing, right? So I really connected to the Chicano experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, especially in like the Southwest.
For sure.
Because that's where the teatro movement was very prevalent, and that's a lot of the stuff that we did at UCSD. So they made us take a lot of history classes in that BA.
For sure. So, and then the little mall too. That was like
that was awesome.
Wasn't that insane?
Chicanx ensemble that we did.
I don't remember what like ethnicity Little Mall is.
Syrian, right?
Is it Syrian? Yeah, that project was insane. Look it up. The Little Mall project. It's like a big 12-foot doll that like travels the world.
Throughout the world.
We got an opportunity to we got an opportunity to work in a project that of her like walking through a city. Yeah. It was phenomenal. That was awesome. So that's a beautiful answer to and I'm sure like that question is so heavy just because it's like it goes so deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially for us that are so deep into this.
Yeah.
You know, and this art is like so deeply engraved into who we are.
Right.
That question can always, in my opinion, go really, really deep.
And I think there's a special perspective as an asylum seeker and an ability to adapt to environment.
For sure. I appreciate you saying that.
And I think that's very useful in art, to be able to take things in for what they are. Because experiencing like you said on the res, experiencing like real community, you know, when people actually take you in and accept for who you are, it feels like the honor you feel from that, you know what I mean? By just being a little bit of a part of it and that being enough,
right? It's fascinating, man. Fascinating.
You know. So that's what's behind the experience. That's what totally behind every time I walk into a room, you know. I just want to.
That's landed on you.
I just want to be included, and I want the people around me to feel included.
Totally.
You know,
I do get that vibe from you.
Yeah.
And so have you?
Very passive otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
My question is, because I recently had, my next question is, now that you mentioned all that, I recently had a meeting with my mentor right before, like at the end of this semester.
Yeah.
And we had this lovely conversation, and she gave me all these wonderful notes. And one of the things that she made me like realize was that I'm not bringing a lot of the knowledge that I have into the space, right? So hearing you say that makes me want to ask you, how do you feel you've integrated that ideology into your MFA program?
It was that great.
For those of you who don't know, he is, did you say this already? MFA 1
at the University of Houston.
Yes.
Professional actor training program.
Yes. So the question is, how do you think you've implemented everything you just said at your program?
Right. It's one of the struggles, especially in the first semester of the work, and you can probably attest to this,
of course,
is that they really signed you on in like at most like 45 minutes with you.
Yeah.
Like depending on how many rounds you go through.
Oh.
So in my experience, it was a lot of like other than the movement, voice, and speech, which was very much like getting to know our own habits.
Yes, habituals.
Yeah,
for sure,
and
big time,
and freeing that up to make choices.
Exactly.
Just feeling things.
Same experience.
A lot of the acting work was let me throw things at you and exercises at you that kind of test the muscle of focus.
Right. That's really interesting.
And
I've had a different experience.
Yeah, and I can imagine because I feel like they could potentially be very different programs because is very movement heavy, and my acting teacher is also a big movement guy.
Yeah, my acting teacher does like Chekhov and movement and clown mask and all that stuff.
So a lot of the first semester work, besides the exercises, we use basically in kinesthetic response, like testing kinesthetic response and just determine.
Remember you telling me about that? Yeah,
through kinesthetic response, which is one of the viewpoints. And testing that against, agreement, kinesthetic response, predetermining things like that, how to use them, how to use space, things like that, just things to get our brain working. And then we dealt with a lot of our technique work was just dealt in subtext. So basically coloring everything we have in a mental image that's connected to senses.
Fascinating.
The sensorial.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of similar stuff. Ours has been connecting the psychophysical.
Yeah.
So connecting the mind and the body. We do this really interesting exercise where we extend our arms out like this, relax our shoulders, and then one hand needs to be like stretched like this and one open, and then you just switch.
Yeah.
And at first this was kind of hard to like go fast, but that's kind of the things that we've been doing not like doing this, just keeping the eyes like level. And then also like feet stuff have been really interesting too. Like that sounds kinky when I say feet stuff. Feet stuff. We've doing a lot of feet stuff in my grad program. Right? I know, for real. So she has us like take our toe thumbs, push them towards the floor, and then lift all the other ones.
Okay.
That's been a trip.
Yeah, different isolation thing.
Isolation, yes, that's a good word for it.
Just getting to know the body so things can be a choice.
Yes.
Because I think for a long time, I don't know if you can relate to this. At a certain point, you find success doing things, and you kind of latch on to things that are compelling or look compelling.
Yeah.
Movements and things that are connected to certain ideas.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And then it stops being a choice. So even if those things work, they're going to play themselves out. So a lot of the things are less focused on, at least right now. And it's first semester last year.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the worst one to judge.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're going to throw you in, get acclimated.
Yes. That's what
throw stuff at you, and that's going to determine the rest of your dream.
Yep. That has been my experience at CalArts. Yes.
Yeah. So, this whole thing, grad school, this experience is definitely teaches you the type of motor you need to have to do this on your own, like every day, because
that is really well said.
For a majority of the time when you're learning this, it's in academic settings, and even if you're doing things professionally, you're still like, if you haven't gotten your MFA, at least for what I've done, it's like, okay, I'm moving up in the academic ladder, or I'm moving up, educationally in my community by assistant directing people or shadowing people or doing this or doing that. So,
and you've done a lot of professional work in San Diego too.
Yeah,
which has been
cool. Where I could in between, I've had some good opportunities, that cut my teeth. My first professional production was at New Village Arts, and it was for Into the Woods, and that show was Universal Swing.
Yeah. What a journey! I remember you telling me
for a show about that go on for like the majority of the characters.
Yeah,
it was funny. I think by like the third character, my director was in there with me at like 10 p.m. getting the costumes for the dry cleaners for me, so it was clean from the other actor, and just helping me. And we're just going through all the changes so I can walk it through on stage on a Monday night, until midnight, and it was cool. And then
that's crazy.
So just little things like that. I have a question where I really felt the support of this community
in Texas or in San Diego. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I haven't experienced the rest of Texas from that.
For real.
I do what I can, but I'm there 6 days a week.
No, same, dude.
And then the 7th is like I'm rehearsing for at least 2 hours.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, literally. No, that's been my experience too. I live in downtown, and I like in LA, and I had a friend come over the other day, and they were like, "What's good to eat around here?" And I was like, "I have no idea, dude. I'm never here. Literally never here."
That's what I say. We had guest directors. Our first production that we didn't audition for. All the first years do their first production as a movement piece. That's like a devised piece that's under an hour, and we devise it, and it's just movement with no words.
Do you have like rehearsals in the evening or anything?
Yeah.
How many days a week?
Well, rehearsals would be 6 days a week.
But what do you? Damn.
Yeah.
You're there. What?
Saturdays from 12 to 6.
What? Wait. Say that again. What? Rehearsal, like evening rehearsal.
Yeah.
You do it 6 days a week?
Yeah, we get Sundays off.
Damn. And what's the timeline for that? Like, what time do you start? What time do you end? Like weekly?
So, I don't know how it's been with the other productions, but we had ours with guest directors, and it was a devised piece that was only 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was all movement. And the 2 guys were great. They were from Push Collective in upstate New York. And I think we rehearsed, I want to say that's right, because like, I think it was 6 days a week, because we wouldn't get Mondays off.
That's interesting. I'm just curious because I'm like comparing it to my
Rehearsal would be like 6 to 10:30
Okay. That's nice.
every day.
That's
and
nice.
the Saturdays 12 to 6.
Nice. Okay. That's not bad.
And the 6, depending on your production.
And it was like 6 days a week? That's wild.
Yeah.
We do a director's lab. So we have a class called Director's Lab where we meet with the professor, all the MFA1 directors, or the MFA1 actors and the 2 MFA1 directors, and we like showcase things. So like we work in the evenings, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 7 to 9:50. Yeah, okay. 7 to 9:50. We do 3 days a week, and then the 4th day is like in class from like 1 to like almost 4. But we like show things off. Sometimes it's a rehearsal, depending on how long they give us.
Right.
But that's literally what I've been doing for rehearsal, like 3 times. So literally 3 times a week.
What shows?
So it started off by like, they would split us up and we would do like a movement thing. And then then we finally got into text, and then we did Orestes, and then, and then in groups, like we split us off. All the MFA actors got split into two directors. And that's how we kept working. We kept like flipping around. But the last productions that we did was Orestes. And then I personally worked on a play called 448 Psychosis by Sarah Kane.
Okay.
Have you heard of that show?
Have you
heard of that playwright?
I think so.
Nuts, God. Yeah. Nuts.
Yeah.
So that's the project that I got to work on. So then we worked on it for like a month in those rehearsals, 3 days a week, including that class.
Okay.
And then
So when you split yourself into directors, so
there was 2 MFA1 directors.
okay.
And they would work with us in that D lab.
Cool.
And then they would split us up. Like they would split the actors up.
So did you put the shows up, or was this just scene work?
We would put them up.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was mostly scene work.
Right.
We could put them up personally if we want to, and we did. We had an invited dress, like
Right. And people could
from the department, and like friends and family.
Cool.
Yeah. It was dope. Yeah, man, that shit's been awesome. But damn, 6 days a week? That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, they're kind of trying to drill that in.
Yo, of course. That's what I've been saying in my program. Some people are like have a kind of an issue with it because it doesn't give them time to like work. But I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, this is to prepare us for or like
Awesome.
right. And so it's nice to hear that that your course does like 6 days.
Yeah.
Because that's a real grind for real.
Yeah. So the schedule is so for year 1 is a little bit more busy than year 2. But year 2, you have more assignments to rehearse outside.
Yeah.
You have more scenes, more monologues you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a bunch of scenes and things like that.
Of that nature.
We just act all day.
Yeah, right. So Mondays would be acting.
Yes.
So Mondays were our shortest days.
Okay.
It was just acting.
Yeah.
We'd have our acting class, and then we'd have break, and then we'd have our speech class.
Same.
Yeah.
I have acting in the morning and then speech. Yeah. And
then
IPA. And then rehearsal in the evening.
Yeah. And then if we had rehearsal, we were
Yeah. That's awesome.
Tuesday was in the morning was movement.
Same.
And then voice.
Yes.
And then we'd have all-cellular training.
That same day?
Yeah.
Tuesday? Yeah, we would do the D lab right after.
Yeah.
Director's lab. Yeah.
So the ensemble training is basically getting us in there doing the Suzuki movement work, but like in space and doing a lot of viewpoints, like physical viewpoints of work.
Cool. That's wild.
as well as just a lot of conditioning and like things like Sankyo and just Suzuki techniques that also that kind of condition you for just things like that. Like you know, we do it with the year twos. So we do it.
Oh, okay, that's so. Oh, that's
I'll join in that, and
that's
our
awesome.
space. Sometimes when the stage is not being used, we do the training on the stage.
Awesome.
It's kind of like, because we'll do physical work and say training texts like simultaneously to kind of like build up support,
Totally.
move at the same time. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. So getting used to gauging that and then gauging, the people around you.
Awesome.
They'll do a lot of the movement, like acting exercises. Like stipulations. We'll do them in that space and take everyone into a cool
That sounds
space,
awesome.
which is cool.
That is really cool. I have director's lab. I like director's lab because it's not that at all. It's we perform whatever the directors had us perform, and then we talk about them.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the conversation because, like, the professor, Lars, he really challenges you to be so, like, specific and precise with the way that you observe and describe. Yeah, and that's what I really appreciate about this class.
Yeah.
So the fact that we like get to craft, it's the only class that we get to craft in a classroom in a rehearsal setting without professors like watching us.
Right.
And then we present it, and then we have like a profound conversation.
Yeah. And then you got to back up your work.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating.
Yeah. And then Wednesday is the same as Monday, except after speech we have a fight lab.
Oh damn, that's so like fight choreography and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So our movement,
cool. I'm envious.
faculty member who teaches us movement is the head of our program, and he's also and it's an R1 institution, so they all have to, like, a state institution, and when you're R1, the faculty have to also be working professionally in their fields.
Totally.
So we have a residency connection with the Alley Theater in downtown Houston, which is a Lort theater, and they hire him to do fight and intimacy there.
That's awesome.
And he's certified in a whole bunch of weapons, and he's done a couple of different martial arts.
Sick.
And on it too. So basically, the goal is by the end of the year, hopefully we get certed. So he's going to bring people in to get us certed in unarmed and maybe single sword.
That's awesome.
I forget. I think it might be. And then go into things like, it just depends on what you want to pursue, but they go into things like rapier, dagger.
This stuff. I was learning rapier at UCSD.
Yeah.
I took the stage combat class.
So like even a lot of
Yes.
a lot of warm up things we do for fight lab and also for movement class. We'll do different combinations.
Totally.
And sometimes do different combinations and say like text, like audition text we may have or character text we may have to kind of get it into us.
Yeah.
It's like once like we'll take Cali sticks out.
Sick.
And just start hitting combinations.
That's
back
awesome.
and forth, right? And it's kind of a good gauge of whether text is in your body or not.
For sure. Because that's how I felt about this class.
You can aesthetically respond to a partner and not have to like go up like that word, So
that's crazy. No, that sounds awesome.
And it's great because there's some year twos.
That's so cool that you get to work with the year twos. We don't have that opportunity.
Yeah, and there's 3 year twos that had a really heavy fight undergrad.
Yeah.
And so they're certified in a couple of different weapons. And when I went to the TXI, the fight conference for Texas, they were assisting in the classes that were being taken. They're working on getting multiple certifications and things like that. But there were 3 of them that were TAs for our class, because our stipend is contingent on the TA component. And so there's 3 of them that TA'd our class. So not only do we have our professor, but they were also really good, and they were just extra eyes in the room.
That's awesome, bro. That sounds like so much fun.
Nitty-gritty.
I want to do stage combat really bad. I love stage combat.
They're really talented too.
Yeah.
So it's also something to, like, inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
So how do you feel after this first semester? Like, what feedback did you get? And what do you think?
It's similar. I got feedback, and I think a lot of it is a testament to the Actors Academy at Miracosta.
Absolutely.
We did there.
Absolutely. Same.
Shout out Tracy Williams, Eric Bishop. You need to share your knowledge.
Absolutely. I've been working so hard to do that, to share as much as possible without like it. I don't want to use the word inappropriate, but like
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard in the setting when you're trying to analyze yourself deeper than you have before.
Yeah.
To say things with with the surety. So like when they frame it like that, it's like, oh, share your knowledge. It's like, well, now I'm reanalyzing everything I know. That's what this program does.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. Like, I think it's easier in situations where you're learning things for the first time to explain what you're thinking.
Yeah.
But I think if you've had that thought before, reanalyzing and analyzing whether something is habit or whether something is not fully thought out or fully felt, like, okay, is there another layer to this?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah.
I think those things take a little bit more time.
For sure.
Yeah. So that note was hard to incorporate, and I got that halfway through the term. And I think I was really struggling with that.
Yeah. I hear that.
Because how to incorporate it, right?
Totally.
Well, I'm not qualified, nor would I like hijack your class.
Of course.
But like that feels like the only situation in which I can do what you kind of want me to do.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, it's everything. Because the more you speak up, the more you act like you're sure of things, the more they tell you to analyze. And the more you're internally analyzing, the more they want you to speak up about what you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's intentional.
Yes, I agree. Which is fun.
It's just
I love being inside talking.
And I think the frustrating part comes in the part before you realize that's what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, how do I do what they're asking me to do?
Yeah. I definitely realized that at my last mentor meetings. She told me, like, my professor looks at me and she goes, you have a really good eye for this, huh? And I was like, yeah, I do. And then she goes, you don't say much though. I was like, no, I don't. I wish that I could figure out how to say more. She just wants me to lead more in that way. So I got a very similar note, like at the end, and I'm like, I've been thinking about that a lot, like how to take the things that I know and step in and just perform and teach and help and what's the word I'm looking for? Collaborate. You know? Yeah. The scenes that I've worked on, though, have been amazing. Like, if I'm being honest, I've now that I'm in this program and I'm exactly where I want to be, we're not sponsored, by the way. Now that I'm in this program and I'm exactly where I want to be, I'm, like, working really hard to, like, just dive in and just, like, get as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is, like, with every term that passes, there's this sense of accomplishment, but there's also this sense of, like, this is my one and only grad school experience. Like, this is my master's.
Yep.
This is my professional training. It's, like, you know, and especially in the situation we're in where it's like, you know, training like this and opportunities and connections like this is really expensive.
Yeah, man.
You know?
I'm praying that I get the Paul and Ashley Sotos fellowship, bro. If I submitted it, I got my...
All right, get that out of here. This is Mitchin.
Oh, really?
No, just kidding.
No, for real. No.
Imagine.
I know, right? No, I'm really hoping that I get it because it would pay for my next 2 years.
Yeah.
And that would just be life-saving, for real.
I mean, if anyone deserves it, it's you.
I appreciate it.
Sure, other people think what you do.
Yes, a lot of people do. A lot of people get it, is what I hear. I appreciate you saying that, though, yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I get it and then I'm locked in for 2 years. Yeah,
that's a good sign. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with... I'm excited about the residency. It's newly established. I was excited about this program because it seemed young. Right. We have our acting teacher is kind of, he used to be the head of the program, and he's kind of like the backbone of the lineage of the program and the roots of it.
Yeah.
But around him, we have just incredible professionals. Like he's insanely smart. Like,
that's awesome.
Like me and sidebar. As kids, me and my sister used to play a game in the car with my dad that was literally just called categories, where we would name a category and my dad would make a trivia question in that category. My dad grew up during a civil war.
Wow.
He studied a lot of borderline autism. I mean, so this man is like the only other person I've met in real life that I'm like, oh, you could actually be on Jeopardy. You never actually meet those people that are like, how is this person on Jeopardy answering this question?
Yeah.
But actually, it's insane. So he knows so much, and the dramaturgical value he brings to things and gets us thinking about, and it gets things flowing and makes me look at character a lot differently. I kind of led character with feeling rather than thorough stuff like Uta Hagen stuff and things like that about thorough
That's Maria is truth.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, maybe more so the feeling of truth rather than the literal truth of sensorial feeling.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a type of personalization I'm not used to. And it feels, at least it felt at the beginning, more shallow than what I'm kind of used to, because I really led with how am I interpreting this situation, this relationship, what I'm saying and what I want into a feeling and a circumstance.
Yeah.
And how does that connect to this character in this environment? But I feel like but it helps a lot with character.
Totally.
And it feels surface, but it does the work. It feels surface because it opens up choices that come from you that aren't necessarily you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So it's very interesting, and I was struggling with that for a long time. It's frustrated with
Frustration is a thing.
There was nothing really in the training with knowing ourselves deeper and crafting for situations or crafting for certain emotions or things like that. A lot less of that rather than just reacting kinesthetically to sensorial experiences that we would have to have in our imagination and given circumstances and connect us to the world and connect us to the character and the scene partner in that way.
Yeah.
That kind of, I think is a little bit missing in mine. I think I can in my game.
Yes. In my tool bag.
Is a sense of how do I go to a different world? I feel like I'm very comfortable in what feels natural, and I've gotten a lot of barriers out of the way in that sense, which I feel like is a lot of the work.
Yeah.
And a lot of the work that you continue to do as you grow and the things in your life happen.
That makes me think of a question. What has been the most challenging habit that you've noticed?
Oh yeah.
That you've just been I really need to work on this specifically. I know mine, but you saying that made me really think about that, because it sounds like you took that challenge head on and now you understand it, but I understand the frustration part of it, because so the question is, what's been the habit that's been the hardest to break, the most challenging habit that you've noticed in your first semester? While you think about it, I can just quickly mention, my movement class has been my most challenging class. One of the biggest challenges has been my eyesight, keeping it level, keeping it at a certain, and not diverging as much as I do. I've been stalking that a lot, and that's been one of the biggest challenges. And then also in movement specifically, you mentioned this earlier because about dance. I get really frustrated, but I don't realize it. Yeah, so now I've been clocked on this, that I get frustrated when I'm doing a movement and I can't get it down.
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up learning how to dance or any of that. I do more freestyle, and my professor says when I'm freestyling, it's beautiful to watch. But as soon as I have choreography, I get frustrated, and that frustration just builds, and then I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I never even noticed before.
Yep.
Because I know myself to an extent, and I know when I get frustrated, it's all you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was the first time that she clocked it subtly and inside of me. Because I couldn't get this movement down. But once I just let that go, it was a lot easier to that was that's one of my biggest challenges, is not getting frustrated with certain movements and finding the truth of things in my body and in the connection of it. That's my biggest challenge. And the eyesight.
So wow. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I can relate to the fact that I've always felt like I'm a good dancer, but my pickup has always been comparatively slow for the level of musical theater I've wanted to do.
Right. Yeah, same.
I felt like my movement capability outweighed what I would show in callbacks, where they give you a piece of choreography and then you do it and you perform it.
Yeah.
In the same, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm not the most flexible cat either.
Right. Yeah, same.
So, I mean, the things that kind of blow my mind is little things like that and dealing with alignment.
Right.
I think it's a big thing that the eye line for
the eyesight
that are people that played a lot of sports.
Right. Yeah.
It's just you track movement.
Yeah.
Hit. And keeping those eyes up. And it has a lot to do with alignment as well. Me, I noticed like a lot of shoulder incorporation and a lot of things I do, letting my shoulders go, and then it's never gonna go away. But jaw tension, bro. You need to breathe.
Bro, sometimes
you need to breathe people in. You need to breathe things out. So you can't breathe when you're clenching your jaw.
Exactly. You just can't. Jaw is a thing for real.
You just cannot do it. But I think other than that, if we're talking about the acting work, I think my tempo is one thing that is frustrating because it is so habitual. But I've worked very hard to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
That I feel like I have the ability to slow down because I'm a very fast tempo.
Totally.
I have the ability to slow down, and I can do those things. But when it's not something that's a wedge in my mind, I default to kind of out racing myself.
That is so interesting.
And it's the most frustrating because it feels so day one. You know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, 101 shit, right?
Because I still feel like I'm hitting everything I'm hitting, but I don't need to go that fast.
Right.
It's not that it's intentionally like, oh, you know, someone watching me be like, oh, this guy's speeding through everything.
Yeah.
But it's fast.
Yeah. I get that.
Be a choice, right? And
right. That's the whole point. Yeah.
And struggling with, right, how to receive things. Like your tempo is fast. That's just a thing. And that's what they tell you in grad school. They're not saying it's like, they're not right. Yeah.
They're just saying, here's what
so
I'm
you
seeing.
Go through slow down, or you go through help them catch up, right? So you go through this thing of, can I make a different choice? What you're doing, or can I make this choice more right? And then that is a choice that gets personal, because of your brand and what you think is compelling, in yourself, you know, and you start to get a gauge of that. But I think, you know, the more you worry about that in the work, the more it shows.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So it's just more of an analyzation outside of like, hey, I can make a different choice here and just try it. And then leave it up to the people watching,
the audience,
and the director,
of course.
And just let them do your job, and you do your job, and like, tell me what you're seeing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think it is the most important thing to come in with choices that work and really do your job. I think
yes.
a lot of the collaboration-led movements in theater as of late, especially in California, I think are brilliant and awesome.
Yeah.
I think it can make actors lazy sometimes, especially with a lot of talent and direction that we get here on the West Coast and people coming over, or, you know, there's a bunch of talented actors here, as of course, don't get me wrong,
bunch in this room, really,
but there's so much pressure to push a product, especially people, you know, wanting to get New York level things here. They think that, you know, well, it's true. You know, you donate to a regional theater company, or you donate, the better talent you get.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And if you have the money and you love the arts, you can pay to get New York level talent here.
Totally.
Absolutely. But the direction, I think, and the pressure to pull those things off and to make money from them, has directors, you know, and and this is not a knock on directors either, but just kind of there's over direction that just happens that, you know, that is equally culpable on both parties, and it's not a negative thing. It's like whoever can get there, but at the end of the day, it's the actor that has to do it. And I think it's a huge responsibility to come in with choices.
Absolutely.
You know, and choices that work.
Yeah.
Thought out.
Research choices, thought out, like polished.
And that you can back up.
Always going back to the text and finding truth there as well, and bringing all of that in.
Because there's nothing better than being able to justify a choice in a collaboration with the director that they didn't think of.
Exactly.
Since it's justifiable, since it works with the play, it's a different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't use that, but maybe you don't use the director's idea either. Maybe this unlocks another choice.
Yeah, a different perspective.
Something else. And this place can change. Yeah. So I think that's kind of true collaboration.
Absolutely.
Rather than, you know, directors asking questions for actors.
Yeah.
Like, well, who is that person to you? Or or imagine this person is that, or that's what I want.
Yeah.
And as an actor, I think I'm doing my job. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm cool for you. I
Absolutely.
can do that.
Yeah. Here's what it looks like.
But on the next level, it's only going to be as personalized as it is. If it comes from somebody else, it's going to be your creation, but it doesn't stem from something that you proved in your mind to be important or to be, palpable in the play, in the life of the play.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what the really great actors do.
Agreed.
And those are the moments where I watch a play or I watch a movie or a show, and I think about what those lines looked like in black and white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Those are the moments that make me think of like, oh my God. Like I imagine those lines in black and white and I'm like, I don't know.
We went from reading it to this.
Like if I would have read this for the first time and like that's where you got to. Like there's so much behind that.
Yeah.
That isn't just like a choice of which operative to use.
Right. Yeah.
Which is very important.
It is important. But it's so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the craft of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the sake of time, I will ask you the last question.
Yeah.
What? It's a two-parter. Where are you going next? What are you excited about?
Oh.
Also, real quick, before you answer that, I wanted to say that I really profoundly appreciate your perspective on this craft as a whole and in its specificities as well. Especially like in the professional world.
Yeah.
You just have such a truly profound perspective on what this craft is as a whole.
Yeah.
And how it works in the business, how it works as yourself, how it works in collaboration. You've always had that fascinating perspective, especially with the experience that you have and all the people that you've met. So I really do appreciate your perspective. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
No, yeah, that means a lot. I think it mostly just comes with the want to do as many things in theater early on.
Of course. Yeah.
Like, I'm by no means was I good at everything I did. I built sets, I stage managed a little bit. AD.
Yeah.
I focused lights for people, just going in and doing those things for people. And I don't like, even though it has nothing to do with acting technique and things like that, it's kind of realizing what goes in the thing we do and realizing how many things are supporting you can kind of unlock a whole new confidence to
absolutely
to look at it in a way that serves that work.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very grateful for all the support that I have with my mentors, my professors, my parents, my collaborators, it takes a village. It really
takes a lot of people doing important things and creating peace and stability for an artist to be able to do what an artist needs to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Especially in today's climate.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of support from these people. I love you.
And those people can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
And if you work hard enough, you can do it on your own.
Absolutely.
All these things are true, but man, I appreciate you too.
Of course. Yeah.
It seems like we're a second family. Not like there's no not like a simile.
No, this is my brother right here. For real. We bicker like brothers sometimes too. Yeah. Anyway, so the question was, where are you going? What are you excited about?
Yeah. So the first thing I'm doing after I leave California is I'm going back to Colorado to spend time with my baby sister.
Lovely.
Who turns 2 in March.
Lovely.
Cutest little ball.
Lovely.
And then I'm going back to Houston and we're doing a turbo project. So we're putting up a Shakespeare show in a week.
Wow.
In 2 different casts in Rhett. So we're doing the same Shakespeare show, but each cast member is cast in 2 different roles. We have 2 different casts.
Holy fuck.
So we're doing Richard the Third.
I was about to ask. Nice.
Bloody Richards.
That's crazy work.
And I'm playing Hastings.
Fire.
And Tyrell, the murderers. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
That should be fun. And then I'm cast in a department show in the spring. We're doing restoration comedy.
Sick. I don't know this.
It's a show written in the 90s that is kind of like a satire or a spoof on restoration comedies, restoration shows.
Nice.
So big poopy outfits and and a lot of frivolity. a lot of temptation.
I like the swirl you're
doing. Right. A lot of temptation.
Yeah. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I'm doing that and things in the works. We've auditioned for a bunch of Shakespeare festivals over the summer.
Sick.
As cohorts, and then
Sick.
I also have a submission for Colorado in the works. But
Sick.
so waiting on submissions to Shakespeare festivals.
It's awesome.
Illinois, Montana, Utah, Texas,
Sick.
and Colorado.
Sick. Well, hell yeah. That'll be lit.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
Shakespeare this
That's
summer.
what we're excited about. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was Layth Haddad. I'm your host, Ivan Quesada. I'll see you guys later. Bye.